Shaky Head versus the Texas rig. Which one is better in what situations? Today, we're gonna learn all about when you should fish the Shaky Head and when you should fish the Texas rig instead. My name's Wesley Littlefield with YourBassGuy.com, and like I said, today is all about the Shaky Head versus the Texas rig. What the heck is a Shaky Head anyways? That's what we're gonna start off with today. A Shaky Head is your jig head. You've got your weight here. Sometimes you've got a spring looking thing, which is just a way to thread on the plastic. Sometimes you have to Texas rig it on there. Either way, it's usually got a weight with a little bit of a flat top, so you can sit there and literally shake it. So when should we use a Shaky Head? Well, Shaky Heads, in my opinion, shine during the hot summer days. I tend to rig up a Shaky Head when the bite just gets tough and you've really got to start finesse fishing, which means slow way down, put the crankbait away, even put the Texas rig away, and just start slowly moving your bait. And that's when the Shaky Head is most effective. It's those hot days when the fish just are really reluctant to bite. Now we'll talk a little bit about how to fish a Shaky Head. So when we fish a Shaky Head, we're gonna cast it out like we would any other rig, and we're gonna let it sink all the way to the bottom. Now, once it's hit the bottom, we're gonna reel up our slack to a point. There still should be just a slight bow in your line, and this bow is important because you literally want to shake your rod. That's why they call it a Shaky Head. You want to shake your rod tip and cause that lure to dance there on the bottom, and then you'll reel it a little bit if you hadn't got bite, or drag it and reel up the slack a little bit and create that action again and shake it and shake it. And that's really all you do with a Shaky Head. Now, sure, you can use it like a swim jig, but it's most effective when you're on the bottom making it shake. That's why they call it a Shaky Head. For the Texas rig, when are you gonna fish it? Well, I fish it from early spring all the way into late fall. I fish it a lot more versatile in the fact that I will actually swim a Texas rig a little bit faster. I'll actually reel it instead of just dragging it along the bottom, but I also will drag it and I'll pop it on the bottom. I think that's why I use the Texas rig more, is because, in my opinion, it's more versatile in the fact that I can do more things with it. While you can do those things with the Shaky Head, they're just, for whatever reason, not as effective. The depths that you fish both of them are gonna be the same, to be honest. If you have a little bit bigger, heavier Shaky Head, you could probably go a little bit deeper, but generally I'm gonna stay like 10 foot, that range, with a Shaky Head and with a Texas rig. But with a Shaky Head, sometimes if you put on a big enough weight and can get it down to the bottom, you can fish 15, 20 feet deep with it. Now, most of the time those fish are suspended off the bottom, so the Shaky Head's not the thing to do. But if they are hugging close to the bottom, then shoot, why not try it? So that's the differences between the Shaky Head and the Texas rig. Like I said, at first glance, they might appear real similar because they've got weights real close to the lures, but in all actuality, they're fished very differently and have very specific instances when they outshine the other. Now, if you'd like to learn more about the Texas rig and another rig that I actually believe is much more similar to the Texas rig, and that's the Carolina rig, there's a video down below me you can check out. It walks you through the differences much like this video. And I always want you to remember that education like this is important, but fishing is essential.